Welcome to the Halo Outreach Podcast, where we reach out to you, the Halo community, to keep you up to date on everything that's going on in the Halo universe.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 45 of the Halo Outreach Podcast, the podcast that keeps you up to date with everything going on in Halo. I'm joined, as always, by the amazing, the one and only Patman Gaming co-host, friend of friends. How you doing, Pat?
Oh, I am wonderful, Kevin. How the heck are you?
Well, I'm flying a little high over the past weekend. Not only did we get a bunch of juicy Halo news, I got officially married, so that's cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. I'm officially off the market, so all you thirsty e-thoughts can get off my DMs.
Damn. Wife's like, let me see those DMs right now. What you talking about?
I mean, it's mostly you rapping Jimbo in those DMs. So I need you guys to start taking it a little easy, all right? I'm taking.
Yeah, I'm
you
sorry.
know. But today on the podcast, we have just a big group, just like little stories throughout the last week going on throughout Halo. Kind of stuff that's like not really enough information to make a video on, but definitely enough information for a solid podcast. So I just broke it up at just Halo Infinite news, MCC news, playlist updates. We're definitely be talking about some BR leaks. That's not battle rifle, but battle royale.
What?
For Halo Infinite leaks potentially. Got certain weapons not going to be in the game. Microtransaction speculation from a credible leaker, and then some partnerings with Monster and Razer for Halo Infinite. Then we got some updates with MCC because we got the July dev update, which had a bunch of confirmed information on there. We got ODST flight updates, like just a bunch of little sprinklings coming in. And so it's definitely going to be worth listening in on the full video. Make sure you understand all the details. But before we go into all the information, Pat, how have you been since the previous podcast episode, since we missed you so much since then?
I've been wonderful. Besides that, nothing new really. Just hanging in there and trying to get through this whole Infinite news period, because ever since the gameplay reveal, I feel like it's still been pretty damn busy covering Infinite news. So, and we've had MCC news as well. We just had our big July end of month blog update, so we made videos on that stuff. So there's been plenty to go on.
A lot of good stuff. But I think we're kind of back. We went from just like this bombardment of just news drop, to now we're kind of like back into like the trickle phase of just like,
right,
little bits, which is much more manageable.
We never had a trickle phase before. It was literally barren wasteland and then info dump.
True, very true. All right, so I'm sure you guys are want to get into the Halo Infinite news that we started out with talking about. Yes, a battle royale leaked information. This is definitely certainly interesting. I definitely want to share with you guys. You guys remember from previous week? I think this is before last podcast. Actually, after the last podcast that they mentioned was on Smith Toys, which is a Irish website, like Irish game toy website. They leaked out that Halo Infinite's multiplayer is free to play, and it's gonna be playable at 120 frames, which is kind of crazy. And then they took down that information, and then Halo just like the next day just tweeted out saying, "Oh, by the way, we're free to play as well." Just drop it a little. Like it's nothing. Just tweet it. Yeah, well, it's no need to make an announcement or anything like that. It's not big news or anything. Well, we had kind of a similar leak just happen with Halo Infinite, but for a battle royale mode in the game. Kind of crazy, so I figured we'd show you guys. This was on Reddit. I am in this chat. Should get rid of that. There we go. This was posted on Reddit. Basically, there's a Japanese Microsoft website. Guy scrolling through it, you can see in this video, he highlights all like the detailed information, like who's the game company, what's the genre, what platforms and stuff like that, which is all written in Japanese. He copies that down, puts it into Google Translate from Japanese into English, looking at the English, and it says battle royale shooting when it comes to the game genre of Halo Infinite, which is a little, yeah, it's a bit of information. What are your thoughts on that one, Pat?
Hang on, let me see.
I'm trying
to let this play through as far as the translations here.
He can't even believe it. He's like, no way.
But as far as like, what do I think? You know,
you think it's credible? You think it's a credible leak?
Okay, so it's multifaceted for me here. This little detail, because somebody had told me that Borderlands 3 had the same thing prior to launch, and I'm not sure how true that is, honestly. If that actually happened or not. Right now, I looked at the Borderlands 3 webpage. It says like mode shooter or whatever. So, honestly, with the free to play announcement and you know, that being a huge thing, it's really hard to imagine a world where you don't get a Halo BR with Halo Infinite at some point. Maybe not at launch, but at some point, I would like to think it's coming, especially with the talk of Halo Infinite being a platform for 10 years, having different types of things to satisfy all different kinds of Halo fans, and the immense popularity that the Battle Royale genre still is.
Very popular still.
Yes, people are sick of Battle Royale. Battle Royale is boring to people now. No. They've been saying that since Blackout, and each subsequent major Battle Royale release just goes into the stratosphere. I think Warzone had 50 million people playing it in the first month. So
I think they just saw a thing also saying that they had 75 million people who have played Warzone for Call of Duty. So people like playing it. Of course, Warzone's a pretty solid BR too, so it's got that going for it as well.
It's very solid. Fortnite has remained a top popularity of everything, not just Battle Royales, for forever now, because they do a great job of updating that game constantly. So I made a detailed video today discussing Battle Royale. Of course, people hated it because I think a Battle Royale should be in Halo. And I thought I'd give some pretty good points and discussion points, kind of counter arguments against almost every negative that people have said that a Battle Royale could bring. So if you guys want to check that out, head over to my channel.
Yeah,
make sure you tap that dislike button.
I instantly disliked it because the title upset me.
Yes, of course. Kevin's one of those.
No, I agree. I agreed with you on pretty much everything on that video as well about a Battle Royale being in Halo, because I feel like no matter what cool, crazy new mode you can come up with in Halo Infinite, it could be literally the greatest multiplayer mode ever created. It still wouldn't generate as much buzz as a Halo Battle Royale.
Right.
Because it's simple to understand, and there's still, I think, a lot more to be said about the game mode of Battle Royale. There's still a lot more people can do, different twists and different takes they can do on that mode as a genre. Not actually a genre, but as a mode. That still can be done. I think Halo has the sandbox all there ready to go. They just need to make the map and then randomize the spawns, which sounds like they may have the map with the open world of Halo Infinite. You just put some weapon spawns on there, maybe some AI characters. I think it'd be kind of cool to add in there. You got yourself a solid Battle Royale, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And you would just have to really change the mechanics of the game. Obviously, you couldn't, like, if we're doing hit scan and multiplayer, like Arena, you wouldn't be able to do that in Battle Royale, which Call of Duty's done successfully twice now with Blackout and with Warzone. And honestly, the number one point that I could make for this is a lot of people are like, no, Battle Royale doesn't belong in Halo. We don't want it. Well, there's plenty of people like me who do want it and who are real Halo fans still, even though you may claim I'm a fake Halo fan, even though I like Battle Royale and Halo. I guess it's impossible to like other things.
It truly is. It's not possible.
I guess it is. But the point I tried to make, that I tried to get across to people was, if you get your way, then I don't get that option. If I get my way and I get a Battle Royale, you still have the option to not play it. It is just a game mode. It's not Halo Infinite in its entirety. It's not going to be all a Battle Royale mode. You're still going to get your classic multiplayer experience, and the only way for everybody to win is if it's in the game. And I made that point in my video, and I also said, hey, I don't like Infection. I don't like Griffball. Guess what? I don't play them. I choose Slayer or CTF or Objective modes when I want to play Halo. I uncheck on the MCC browser there, the whatever the hell they call, I always forget the name that they call it.
Match Composer.
But the Match Composer.
Real
That's
Halo
right.
fan here.
On Match Composer, yeah. On the Match Composer, did you play Halo Wars 2? Oh wait,
Going to.
Halo fan.
I'm going to.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So, anyways, on the Match Composer, yeah, I don't select those things because I don't want to play them. So it's the same thing. So that's the only point I'd like to make. That's the biggest point I should say that I'd like to make about that. So
yeah. Well, I think the main thing people are just concerned about, taking away resources and time from making the core aspects of the game good. And I think what you mentioned in your video is what I think I also mentioned as well. If they're going to put a BR in Halo Infinite, they should do it as a March release. Don't release it. Yeah, not a post-launch release. I think would be perfect if you're going to add in a battle royale, because it's gonna be divisive no matter what. Like there's gonna be, and because people are just gonna think Fortnite and be like, oh my god, game's ruined,
right? And
people are so concerned about having the core aspects of Halo Infinite being available on day one, which it sounds like that question was kind of skirted a little bit by Chris Lee in that like post gameplay interview with like some YouTubers and stuff like that. Talking about like how they plan to have things that people want on release, but like I guess it kind of depends on who you're talking to when it comes to core aspects of the game. I'm assuming like Forge, Big Team Battle, 4v4 Slayer, things like that. But those are the kind of game modes I think they need to be in the game on launch. And so I think that'd be one way to help quell or at least ease the worries of a lot of, classic Halo fans that are looking for that true Halo experience, but also give people something new to jump into Halo for 6 months after release, or not 6 months, but like 4 or 5 months after release. Just because, plus it would be a great way to start. Is that quarter 1? I think it starts in March, or is like no, quarter 1 is that's a good start to quarter 2. That's what it is. By releasing a battle royale, you see a good spike in population and things like that. Ultimately, I think that's the way you do it. Gives you a little more time in the oven to cook, and also gives eases the worries when it comes to the launch of the Halo Infinite with a battle royale, or just the game itself as a whole. Because I agree, you need to have that core 4v4 experience ready. You need to have BTB ready. You need to have Forge ready. I would really like to see the custom game browser available day one as well, but I can see that maybe coming out a couple months later or something like that. Once people create things, But yeah, ultimately, I'm excited for it. I think you're kind of excited for it too. The idea of a battle royale in Halo Infinite. I think
super excited for it.
Within a 10-year plan of Halo Infinite, and also from what I've heard from what Bonnie Ross said, remember that in the IGN interview, talking about how she really likes what Vince and the team have done over at Respawn with Apex Legends. I mean, kind of leans towards that.
Something I point out in my video too. Respawn, 200 less employees than 343. And they also put out a whole nother game that year that doesn't like reuse assets. It wasn't like another Apex,
completely different genre.
Completely different genre, completely different.
And it was good.
Franchise, and it was great.
It was great. So, yeah, it was a great game. So I still need to finish it. But
if there's some doubts that people are like, oh, there's no way they could pull it off. It could be pulled off.
Yeah,
it could definitely be pulled.
Well, I was saying we also had that Jod posting like a couple months ago talking about games past Halo Infinite as well. It was like games like to explore what Halo can do, basically.
Right. The extended universe.
Yes,
or whatever.
exactly. Which is what they've alluded to with the Slipspace engine, that there'll be, branch off games based off of Halo Infinite, essentially. So it's just really interesting to see what they're going to do with the 10-year plan. If the things were kind of branching off of Halo Infinite, kind of coming back, maybe like if a new game is branched off of Halo Infinite, but Halo Infinite has like a theme to that game as well to kind of complement it or something,
right?
Be kind of cool. But yeah, there's like everyone says, the possibilities are infinite. But yeah, so I think you and I are both excited about the idea of a battle royale for Halo. I can understand. Yes. But I can understand people can have their concerns. But I think yeah, we go. Let's see. I was going to the next section, but then let's go to the next section here. I think we could talk about Halo Infinite. I think we did mention this just a couple minutes ago, but Halo Infinite being multiplayer being free to play. and supports 120 frames on the Xbox Series X. The power of the Xbox Series X.
That's right.
Now, that is a bit of a game changer when it comes to anything Halo related, for sure. Never had a free-to-play Halo game, is to my knowledge, right? Besides Halo Online, which was the idea of it.
Yeah, or if you stole little kids' quarters and went to play Fireteam Raven, then technically you were free to play.
True,
because you stole that kid's quarters.
I did steal Wangless's quarters when we played it on Santa Monica at the Santa Monica Pier.
Little kid.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I stole his quarters. I beat him good. You know, because I wanted to play the game. You know, security came by and picked him up and put him on the plane. I just sat next to him. It was all good.
But yeah, it's this is huge news, man. Like this is going, almost with the same argument of a battle royale. It's going to bring so many people to Halo that really probably never would have touched Halo before. And that is the meat and potatoes, whether you like it or not, is the multiplayer. Even if you just play the game, we all love Halo's campaigns, but where you spend years upon years after launch, we're still playing Halo games 10, 15 years later on multiplayer. And that's really, really big news, man. Like I cannot wait to see that, along with crossplay that we're expecting with PC and Xbox Series X, Xbox One, Xbox One X. That and crossplay is two huge factors for the launch. This is the biggest Halo game ever. Like it's going to have the biggest population ever for a Halo game.
It's definitely got the most content of any Halo game. I can already tell you that much. Just the open world by itself already is probably, it's like you said, it's already multiple times larger than Halo 4 and 5's environments combined. Which
a lot of people are worried about that. Like, a lot of people worried about, hey, am I gonna still get a $60 pack? We don't know how much Halo it's gonna be $60 most likely. I highly doubt they charge anything less for the campaign and Forge or whatever access they're gonna give you to. I don't know if custom games are gonna be under the free to play stuff or what, or if it's strictly just PvP online matchmaking. But I think you're going to get your $60 worth of the campaign alone. Most big open world games don't even have multiplayer. Witcher 3, Zelda Breath of the Wild, your big open world games. I mean, Red Dead is probably the exception because they have Red Dead Online.
But that's kind of dead though. Like I've followed the Red Dead Online community, and like people are just mad because like the game haven't received an update in like 8 months.
Right.
And because GTA gets all the love and they are very resentful community over there. It's fun to play online, but there's not a whole lot to do, so not very people play it.
Which we don't know. Like we know there's no loot boxes, paid loot boxes in Halo Infinite. From a recent leak from Clobro, who has been right in the past several times. I really trust what he says. He was actually the one that talked about the grapple hook before the gameplay was shown, a few days before the gameplay was shown. And he said that it's going to be a season pass model for Halo Infinite, which I believe. I mean, we got season passes right now in MCC. I think the only difference is we're going to actually be paying for them since it's a free-to-play multiplayer experience. So maybe if you buy the full package, you get maybe the first season free, or you get some sort of DLC for free included with it to differentiate from the people who are just going straight into the free-to-play model. So it'll be interesting to see how they reward the players who are actually buying the full package. I think that's necessary, that you should do that. I also think it's absolutely necessary that you borrow from games like Fortnite and Warzone, where you could earn, once you buy one season pass, you can earn your next one for free by progressing through that season pass, like getting some sort of currency to be able to unlock the next season without having to spend another $10 or whatever each season is going to cost. I think that is absolutely key to Infinite success. You cannot charge people $10 every single season and not give them a way to earn that. So, that's obviously something they should take from those games.
Yeah, I think that's a big shift that we've really seen, especially with Fortnite's monetization model, but also just in general, that it seems like now that game companies are kind of starting to value players' time more than anything else. Because as long as they're on your platform playing your game, they'll spend their money on your platform eventually. You know, like they've always mentioned, like especially with like Destiny, about like continuing the hobby, making you keep coming back and wanting to play the game and stuff like that. So I think game companies, especially publishers, are now starting to realize the value in people actually playing your content, using your content consistently, rather than just being like one and done, which is like the classic model that we've seen with like game releases and DLCs. You know, that's because, you know, if you keep them in that environment, they're gonna eventually buy microtransactions. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I definitely see myself paying some microtransactions when Infinite comes out. Like, if something's pretty cool and I think it's gonna be worth it, I think I might just jump on and do it. I never did it with Halo 5 because I just always thought like the loot box system was a scam. Because I always just thought like, okay, so if I spent $60 on loot boxes, would I get as much content from the loot boxes as I would from the game that I bought? And that answer was a hard no when it came to Halo 5. Right. Now I know that I think I know the Modern Warfare has gotten a lot of praise when it comes to its monetization model with the season pass, which apparently, like you said, you can earn points to unlock the next one. You're saying? Yep. I haven't progressed that far in Modern Warfare to experience that.
I've bought the season pass once, and I've gotten each season up to this season. I stopped playing at season 4, so I got season 2, 3, and 4 with the tokens that I earned from those season passes. So I paid $10 for 4 seasons, basically.
Which I could totally see like Halo copying that model. I think it's a really fair model. Yeah. You know, and plus, then you know the money goes towards supporting Halo. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm okay with it, really. Like it's a necessary evil, I think, at this point. If anyone thinks that Halo Infinite will not have microtransactions, I think you're living in the fairy tale land. Yeah, or really just any AAA game nowadays. Pretty much all of them have some form of microtransactions because games are expensive to make. You know, they take a lot of time and they're very expensive and they're slow to make or create. You know, and people, you know, the demand for content keeps rising higher and higher. Well, they need money to support that, you know, and for what Halo Infinite's saying to do. Like I knew there were going to be like season pass model microtransaction stuff with Infinite once they announced that it was going to be like a game as a service or a game as a platform. I'm like, okay, yeah, there's gonna be microtransactions. To what degree, we don't know. I have a feeling to be rather fair, just because I think Microsoft realizes that Halo is kind of coming from an underdog kind of status within the gaming genre as a whole, and they're trying to rebuild the experience of what it is to play Halo, to bring it back to not necessarily the glory of Halo 3 most popular game OMG days, but like, you know, a game where you're like, you go from, oh, you're a Halo player, cool, to from like a what is kind of like, oh, you play Halo? Didn't that game die out like 10 years ago? You know,
they're trying to untarnish the reputation of Halo. You know, so and they definitely have to hit certain things completely right, and microtransactions is huge.
And Microsoft has been making big shifts, especially in the gaming side of things with Phil Spencer, ever since he's really taken charge to be more consumer friendly. Yeah, especially with Game Pass and stuff like that. Like, it's a subscription model that everyone has their own subscription models, but there's a lot of value, I think, with Game Pass that you get from compared to Ubisoft's, compared to EA's, subscription fees. That like Game Pass is kind of the one to go with. In my opinion.
And everything, Game Pass is the best deal in gaming, hands down. And then on top of that, you have things like the Series X providing backwards compatibility for your whole library of games from your Xbox.
Software and hardware backwards compatible.
Yep. Your accessories will all work for the Series X. On top of that, Xbox kind of was trailblazing the way for the crossplay initiative. Them and Nintendo kind of got friendly with each other when Sony was like, no, we don't want to do that. And it's really forcing Sony's hand to actually change their ways. So it's good for everybody. But yeah, like you said, under Phil Spencer, and then we might even have Xbox Live being dropped completely, especially with the free-to-play Halo announcement. If they're not going to drop Xbox Live yet, they need to absolutely drop the Xbox Live Gold requirement for free-to-play games, because as of right now, you still need a Gold subscription to play free-to-play games. And that's one thing Sony does with their PlayStation Plus stuff. You don't have to have PlayStation Plus to play Fortnite, to play Warzone, to play Apex, anything free-to-play. So if they're going to do anything, they at least need to do that. But me and you talked about it last week on last week's podcast. We fully expect from the recent happenings that we expect them to drop Xbox Live Gold completely and go more like the PC side of things, where it's free to play online, which is another amazing consumer friendly thing.
Console's finally catching up.
Yeah, finally.
Oh yeah, but yeah, because until then, like when I switched from console to PC gaming back in like 2012, I was like, my mind was just bummed, like, oh my god, things are so much better on the side. The grass is so much greener. And then I went back to console because like, well, it's Halo though, so I need to go back to the console. But now Halo's on PC now, so yeah.
Yep.
Especially it was like now that, you know, with each generation, I feel like it's been leveling out more and more between the advantages and disadvantages between the platforms. So yeah, this generation is really setting itself up to be the most like probably most consumer friendly since probably since the 360 days. Yeah, I think last generation is just gonna be marred by microtransactions and corporate greed. Where I think this one's gonna be like, it's starting off on a real good foot of just like incorporation and consumer friendly and just making it easier to access this awesome content of all these awesome games with low barriers of entry and not monetizing gameplay. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. But the one thing I'm actually a little worried about though, Pat, you know, I'm worried about is the lack of classic weapons not being in Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
There was a tweet here. I mean, it was confirmed in the Halo Waypoints update when it comes to Halo Infinite, but also just kind of confirmed in this tweet by Brian Gerard, Sketch community director here. You could reply to a Chief Canuck tweet talking about how like the sidekick and the bold dog are replacing the Magnum and shotgun, which I mean like these are they're cool looking guns, yeah, but it's not my tac shotgun. This isn't my Magnum, you know.
Hashtag not my Magnum.
Yeah, hashtag not my Magnum. And so yeah, so like but there's a ray of hope though. It's not all doom and gloom, because what Sketch said here is while the Magnum and tac shotgun aren't currently in the game, it's not totally accurate to say replaced, since the sidekick and bulldog are different enough to where they can still coexist, fill slightly different roles if those classic weapons were to ever return. Which gives you a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, though the tunnel right now is pretty dark, you know, because I think just they're putting so much emphasis on like calling back to what made Halo great, you know, make Halo great again, and and you know, giving you all the classic feels and stuff like that you've had with the games. Which, I mean, what weapons would do that better than having the Magnum back and having the classic shotgun back? Like, I feel like that'd be kind of like a no-brainer. I think we're just running into that same situation where in Halo 5, where they changed the model of the freaking Spanker rocket launcher to like their generic bazooka green looking tube, and then later on they just changed it all to the Spanker rocket launcher like what 6 or 8 months later after launch. But I think we're just going to run into that same situation again. We're like 6 months after the game's released, we're like, finally they brought back the Magnum, they brought back the tac shotgun, even if it's a skin, even if they act the exact same way, at least, you know, because the visuals, they will instantly bring it back to those classic feels. And I think maybe they're just you know, taking it out of the game, out of the launch, just to bring it back in a season pass or something. You think like level 30 unlock the tac Magnum or whatever tac shotgun, you know. Yeah. How do you feel about that, Pat? How do you feel about these classic weapons not returning in Halo Infinite?
Well, Kevin, we are on differing opinions with this because I really don't care that much. The shotgun has always gone through iterations and changes to me.
Yeah.
So this shotgun still serves the purpose of a shotgun. It's not like they completely removed a shotgun. That would piss me off a little bit more. And the Magnum, we already know the BR is in the game. And Halo 5 is really the only game that had a good Magnum and a good BR. Well, after they nerfed the BR to the ground, the Magnum became the better weapon. But Halo 3, I don't know anybody that liked the Magnum in Halo 3. Halo 2, I don't know anybody that liked the Magnum in Halo 2. And Halo 1 didn't have a BR, so the Magnum was the primary.
It was very overpowered to every other weapon in the sandbox.
Right. So for me, it's not as big of a deal, but like if they removed, say, the energy sword and replaced it, you know, if we're talking, you know, same class of weapon, but replacing it, if they replace the energy sword with a human sword, you know, I'd be pissed about
the UNSC baton.
Right. Or like a spear or something. Like, I'd be like, where the hell's my energy sword? You know, if they replaced the needler or something. I don't know. I never thought. I mean, the shotgun's definitely iconic in the old Halos, but it was never like an untouchable thing to me. So, you know, and we already know it's coming back. Yeah, like you said, probably as DLC, and you know, probably to get people hyped for certain things. Modern Warfare has done the same thing. Old weapons returning, like the Vector, Galil, you know, a bunch like ACR, I think returns, like a bunch of old guns return. So they're just doing that to pad the content, probably, which kind of sucks. That kind of shittiness sucks. And like you said, you'd think they would learn their lesson from Halo 5, and I don't know. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal to me because, yeah, the spanker is missing out of Halo 5. I still like, I loved Halo 5. Still loved the multiplayer. It never really affected me because there was still a rocket launcher there. Yeah, it looks generic, but as long as it goes boom and explodes, that's all I cared about. And
True.
but a lot of people do share your sentiment. I get it all the time on my channel. People once again call me fake Halo fan. You don't want the classic. You don't want the LEDs on your guns. You don't like the dots on your guns and the LEDs, man. Oh, you're such a fake Halo fan. Get out of here, man. Screw your opinion. Whatever. I don't care. It's my opinion. So that's where I stand.
It sounds like you've dealt with this a little bit previously. Sound a little too real on that.
It's been one hell of a month on YouTube.
Or I remember that comment you shared me where it's like the guy you're talking about like a Halo BR, and you're like, hey, well, I don't know why people are so mad about the Halo BR Halo having a BR. Like, yeah, I think it'd be great to have a BR in Halo. And you're like, the guy's like, yeah, the battle rifle's a great gun. I don't know why they had to nerf it so hard in Halo 5. Just bring it in the Halo 3 BR, you know?
Right. The only Halo missing the PR was reaching in Halo 1, and the best Halos 2 and 3, and then 5 before they nerfed it into ground had the best BR. I'm like, dude, I'm not. I said, are you serious? He's like, well, it depends on what part you're talking about. I'm like, I'm not talking about the battle rifle. I was talking about Battle Royale.
Yeah, because you're like it's like it's controversial to have a battle rifle in Halo. You know, it's more expected of anything.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's just gonna be like eventually they're gonna have to take time and make it post-launch. It's gonna be in the game eventually because there's gonna be enough of a fuss over the TAC Shoddy and the Magnum coming back. It's gonna be brought back in probably like 6 months to a year into the launch because enough people are gonna be like upset about it, including me. Obviously, I'm not like not playing the game. 343 ruined everything. Everything is terrible. Like.
Some people are actually like that.
Well, yeah, but you know, those are the same people that probably also put 500 hours in the MCC as well.
Right.
And so, like, it's like I stomach from playing the game, but I just know that eventually it's gonna be added in with the 10-year plan that we have. It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. It's just like it's the spanker all over again. But hey, yeah. Talking about other things though with Halo Infinite, we had a couple partnerships with different companies. I think it's kind of interesting to take note of. One with an augmented reality experience. So I think we should take note of that. First thing we were talking about is the partnership with Razer and Halo Infinite for 2020. This was tweeted out back in July 28th, and this is the last we've heard of it. Like, I checked out Razer's website. This is basically all they said too. Like, it's a thing. That's all they did. Yeah, that's all they did. I know some people have kind of brought up the point of talking about like how they have like a 60% keyboard or something like that, where it's like 40% lighter or smaller or something like that. With like the Infinite style, that'd be pretty cool. Or like a mouse, I'm sure it probably has some Infinite style with it. Besides like mouse and keyboards, is there anything else really that Razer does?
Yeah, they do headsets, they do mouse pads, they do microphones. So I think if you look at like the Overwatch series, I think they did mouse pad, keyboard, mice, headset, and one other thing that I can't remember. So yeah, expect some like more than just mouse and keyboard. So it's pretty exciting stuff. Mm-hmm. I wish I liked their headsets more. I do like their mice and their keyboards.
I've seen their headsets are pretty good. Nothing good enough to where I would buy it, but they're solid headsets though.
Right. Yeah. They're not bad.
Kind of like a Turtle Beach, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You could get better for this around the same price. They've made some headway into their
It's not
microphone. I think the Siren is pretty good.
it's not bad, but it's not the best.
It's not the biggest.
But that's kind of how, like, I'm still rocking my Razer mouse that I've had since 2012 on there, and honestly, I'm kind of starting feeling some misclicks happening right here. Like I click and maybe it just doesn't work fully, so I might have to upgrade to a Master Chief mouse. I'm just saying. Which
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for that. More Halo stuff, the better. Talk about more Halo stuff, though.
Sucks.
We're talking about more Halo stuff.
My wallet.
About what?
It sucks for my wallet though. You know, I'm gonna have to buy all that. Even if I don't use it, I have to buy it all.
And we'll talk about other Halo awesomeness. Kyle's around the world are gonna be very happy about this one, and it's gonna be that Halo Infinite and Monster Energy Drink are partnering together for something. Just all the drywall is gonna be punched on September 1st, apparently.
Exactly.
But yeah, basically what it says right here is it's coming September 1st of 2020. It says Monster Energy Drink and Halo Infinite. The legendary Halo series returns with the most expensive Master Chief campaign yet. Come back on September 1st, 2020 for a Halo Infinite AR experience by Monster Energy Drink. Kyle's rejoice in your excitement on this one. Though, not gonna lie, I would say that Monster Energy Drink is my favorite energy drink, and teaming it up with Halo. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe they'll have like some double XP points or something like that with buying cans or something. I don't know, something weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do some stuff like that. You know, that you'll watch in like 10 years, like with the Mountain Dew cans with Halo 3, you'll be seeing people collecting the Monster cans.
I still have my Halo 4 Mountain Dew can.
Or if anything, you can with the holes in your drywall, you know, because you're a Monster Energy Drink fan, you can fill them up with Halo energy drinks.
Yeah.
So
true.
yeah, that's
actually the Monster can actually does unlock double XP. They actually have pictures of some people already have their hands on this over actually in your neck of the woods, Kevin. So you might want to check your like nearest gas station. Yeah. I'll actually link you on in your chat right now. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty dope. I actually went to my local gas station just to see if they had it in, and they do not, unfortunately. But it looks pretty damn cool. I'm not a big fan of Monster anymore.
Yeah, I see it right here. Actually, we can check it out. Double XP right there. Called it. God, I'm smart.
Yeah. No, you're so smart. It's the first time they've ever done that.
And there's a Snapchat code apparently, like a Snapchat AR experience with Halo Infinite. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be sending some dank ass memes to my wife then. That'd be good.
Right.
But yeah. All right. Well, Monster Energy Drink teaming up, partying up. All the like I said, Kyle's rejoice. Get ready.
Yeah. They've actually leaked to the I mean, nobody cares, I know, but the Black Ops Cold War. I guess that's the actual name of the new Call of Duty because the Doritos bag got leaked for their double XP or whatever. So it's good to see Halo and Call of Duty just neck and neck again. Having Halo actually be something where, because Halo 5 didn't have any like marketing material as far as you know, like cans or anything. Halo 4 was like the last one that had an actual partnership.
Wasn't there like a Red Bull thing or something? I'm thinking Red Bull.
Halo 5 having Red Bull.
I'm looking this up. Halo 5 Red Bull.
But I just miss those days. I remember Halo 4 having Mountain Dew and Doritos, so that was pretty dope. But, you know, was like max rank within like a month of that game coming out. So besides that, go ahead.
No. I'm confusing with Destiny. That I'm confusing it with. That had the specialty thing going on with that there. But yeah,
I forgot what that was. I do remember that event though.
I wonder what an AR is. That is the Snapchat the AR experience? Are we thinking like are we thinking like Believe Diorama AR experience when it comes to the Monster Energy Drink and Halo Infinite?
Actually, Call of Duty did some augmented reality thing like recently with the new Warzone update where you could see inside the stadium because the stadium got its roof blown off in Warzone. and you could look around and go around in that. So maybe something where you are on the ring or something, and you're like looking around at certain structures or something. That'd be kind of cool. Almost like the ring experience at Outpost Discovery for the real Halo fans that went to it.
That was cold. I was taking classes. I was taking Python classes at the time, Pat. Okay.
Hey, he shouldn't have started this war. He should have never started this war. All right.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, I think that's about everything for the Halo Infinite news. It was a hefty chunk of just little bits and pieces, just little breadcrumbs dotted throughout the the internet space. But I think we can also hop over to a little bit of some MCC news, as we did receive a thick boy end of month development update from Postums over here. And do you want to take a little lead on that one, Pat, when it comes to what they talked about in there?
So Postums released a monstrous end of month blog for Halo MCC. They went over a lot of things, Halo 3 hit registration being one of the major ones for the people that are worried about that. They're working on an update. I highly suggest, me and Kevin did breakdown videos of this update. Highly suggest checking that out to get a more detailed approach to it. But there's also a video that 343 put out showing exactly what they're working on with the Halo 3 hit registration. Very interesting stuff. But the big news has got to be Halo 3 ODST, of course, and its flight, which we'll touch more on in a little bit, but also getting matchmaking and firefight, which is a first for ODST, and that is amazing. We've been looking forward to that. We assumed it was going to happen, but we never knew for sure. And then Halo 3 weapons are coming, or Halo 3 ODST weapons are coming to Halo 3.
Yeah,
which is huge. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yes, very interesting. And let's get what do you think about this, Kevin? So do you think that it's under my impression, because you know how the Halo fan base is, the green LED people who are like, don't touch my perfect Halo 3, do not alter it.
You got the green LED fans, you got the blue LED fans, you got the red LED fans. It's a very divisive community.
Rich shoddy, that's shoddy, don't at me. At least that's looking shoddy. But we have screenshots of the Silence SMG and the Tactical Magnum appearing in Halo 3, which is really cool. And I assume it's probably gonna be a playlist. I wouldn't mind seeing it in multiplayer because I don't know, just for shits and giggles. But I know that's probably not gonna happen in actual competitive PvP, or it'll probably be some sort of social match composer playlist that they add, which is fine.
I think, yeah. They also did show that they're putting in the battle rifle in the firefight as well for ODST. Yep. You can start with battle rifles in the game now.
Start with Spartan laser and
fuel rods and your typical Halo 3 sandbox. They added it into the firefight mode as well, which I was just like, oh my god, the craziest thing ever. But a lot of people missed out on the battle rifle when it came to ODST. It's the workhorse weapon. Yeah, that one. I tried finding that video on YouTube and I couldn't find it. But yeah, basically, what we're talking about, there was like a panel back in like 2008 when ODST, or 2009 when ODST came out, right? And there was like this one kid who had like a little bit of a lisp to him, and it's just like a little kid kind of like speech, and he's like why did you remove the battle rifle? And then I'm just kind of like, oh, that's cute. Yeah. But yeah, a lot. Let me ask you this.
Let me ask you this, because in the update, so I think it was Farns or one of the designers said, "I'm a little hesitant to talk about redacted, yet as I'm literally working on it today. But I think we're going to let you spawn with redacted and firefight. Once it has had a little more time to bake and we have had time to test look at it, we can go more in depth on it. It should be pretty cool, but I literally got that working just like an hour ago, so we'll see how this goes. If all goes well, I'm pretty sure folks will be happy with being able to adjust their starting weapons and the starting redacted on the maps." What do you think that is, Kevin?
Well, I figured they're just kind of like winking when it comes to like the battle rifle, because they didn't mention the battle rifle at all in like by word in this dev update, but you can see the screenshot. Primary weapon battle rifle for ODST firefight. So I thought they were just kind of like being kind of cheeky with that.
Doesn't make sense. You're going to be one of those people, because I got that comment already. That doesn't make sense, Kevin. Okay, because they already said, I'm pretty sure folks will be happy with being able to adjust their starting weapons and starting redacted. Why would it say starting weapons and starting battle rifle?
Starting vehicles?
Vehicles they already teased earlier in the update with the picture right above it.
Well, what else do you start with?
Equipment was never usable in Halo 3 ODST. So I'm thinking maybe we could use equipment as an ODST. Now the enemy AI could use equipment.
Yeah.
But the ODSTs couldn't. Now I mentioned this on Twitter, and Postums actually replied, and he said, I love seeing the Halo community. I love sitting back and watching the Halo community guess at stuff. So it made me think like, all right, well, then I'm wrong. But I think it could be equipment. It could be power-ups. Some people said maybe enemy AI. They did say, I mean, we're getting a bunch of options that are really close to reach us.
What if you can have like AI Marines spawn with you, to kind of they help you out, or they can't use them as pawns or cannon fodder, just to kind of expand like the battle scene a little bit more than just like the 4 people playing firefight, which I thought that'd be pretty cool as well. That would involve quite a bit of work trying to get like AI to work, at least Marines, stuff like that, to work properly within firefight. It's interesting. I'm excited about it. Yeah, I never really got a chance to play ODST Firefight a whole lot. I know I played it like a couple times when it became backwards compatible.
Fake fan.
No, because all my friends back then just wanted to play Halo 3 matchmaking,
Dude, people weren't going after Vidmaster back then, dude? You weren't going for the recons?
I wasn't going for Vidmaster back then, no.
Yeah, you've never been much of an achievement guy.
I've never cared about achievements since day one. Just like, no, I just like playing the game.
You didn't care about recons?
Well, I mean, it sounded like a pain in the ass, and you need friends, and I don't like either one of those.
I only had one friend, so thank God for that one friend. Shout out to Chad for being a Chad.
But yeah, and so we got. That sounds pretty cool. Interesting to see how they're going to be implementing. He's in the chat.
We used to call each other the Recon Bros, and he put in chat, Recon Bros.
That's awesome. Shout outs to Chad. Big shout outs to Chad right there.
Shout out.
But yeah, I actually want to talk about also the bringing in ODST weapons into Halo 3. Like, are they going to be, like you said, a specific game mode? Are they going to be replacing some of the weapons? Like, I don't know. I'd be kind of against like changing the sandbox that much when it comes to Halo 3 on the MCC. If these are just weapon skins, yeah, sure, whatever, go for it. Turn it off whenever you want.
But some people said too, like some people are like, oh, maybe they're just weapon skins. I don't think they are, because they literally say Halo 3 ODST weapons coming to Halo 3. So I don't think they're skins. I think they're the actual weapons. But yeah, just like you said, people don't want their Halo 3 being touched. Especially with the shitty Halo 3 Magnum. I think if you put in the decent tactical Magnum from ODST, you're going to have quite a different kind of engagement, especially with the bullet. I'd use that over the BR, the way the BR is. So, that would be quite game breaking. So maybe an ODST playlist, much like Halo 5 did, an ODST playlist, ODST Slayer.
That'd be cool.
We could have ODS. Yeah.
I'd play that for sure, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Freaking Halo 3 maps with ODST weapons, that sounds like a really good time, honestly.
Wingless did say in the chat that maybe that spawn with the redacted spawn was the ability to spawn without getting bloodshotts.
Maybe.
They did say they work on the asynchronous networking for it, so, to make it very similar to Halo Reach kind of networking. So possibly bloodshot-free Halo 3.
Can we freaking fix campaign, please? Can we fix campaign co-op while we're at it?
I don't think that's getting fixed anytime soon. That's not even on the backlog that they mentioned about fixing this.
They used to mention it. Now they don't even mention it anymore. They're like, yeah, not in the plans. So
yeah,
we do know that the ODST flight is going to be happening within the first 2 to 3 weeks of August. We actually just got an update from Postums, right, about it. Do you have that tweet pulled up?
I got it pulled up right saying Ring 1/2 flighting is still going well this week. So this flighting is going well this week. Still working through bugs, but so far the tests are going well. I will know more and be able to update folks later this week. Please make sure to update your Halo Insider profiles. Make sure you sign up on Halo Waypoint and all that good stuff. Yeah. Right. But yeah, so that's good to know that like it's, you know, ring 1 and 2 fighting is happening. I'm currently on the wrong page. That's good. Very professional. That usually when they're in like the ring, at least like ring 1, ring 2 phase, it's usually about a 2-week process that we've seen from that happening to getting to ring 3. I think maybe last time it was 3 weeks, just because like that was the first flighting, but that was happening with the COVID situation in full effect. And so I would assume probably by August 15th ish, sometime around there, probably sometime that week. What week is that? That's probably, I'd actually probably say the week of the 16th through the 22nd is probably when I would expect to see ODST flighting happening. Especially since a lot of
could happen sooner, though.
Could happen sooner.
It could happen sooner.
Yeah, we did see.
It is Halo 3's engine, so you know everything they learned from Halo 3, they could just really apply to ODST. Almost all the same assets. So
very true. Very true.
That's for true.
Also, so beyond the ODST awesomeness, though, we did have a confirmation of 12 things coming to Halo MCC for 2020. Which is quite an awesome list to see that it's confirmed to be coming in right here, guys. So we have things like crossplay, input-based matchmaking, server region selection, custom game browser, per game graphics options, per game audio options, mouse keyboard support, file share for PC, double keybinds, view model adjustments for all games, in-game FPS cap and adjustments, and Steam account linking. All confirmed to happen in 2020 within the next 5 months. This is gonna be coming in, which is pretty awesome. They did mention how, since these are some of these are kind of grouped together, planned release group would be the crossplay input-based matchmaking and server region selection. There's one group, and then another group you'd see come release as the custom game browser, per game graphics options, and mouse keyboard support for Xbox. So pretty awesome there. Crossplay.
Listening to the Halo Outreach podcast because we mentioned that before. So
yeah, it's very true, very true. And crossplay coming to MCC, that's huge, obviously. Yeah. Being able to bring these two platforms together will really help out with matchmaking times. Possibly even be able to play your favorite ranked modes finally. Because it seems like most of the times, like those ranked modes are popular for, I don't know, maybe about a month. And then after that, it's completely dead. Like, I was back in January, I think I remember I started out a stream saying, like, can we find a ranked hardcore match of Halo Reach? And I was like ranked 22. I literally was in matching for 45 minutes straight trying to find a match at like 9 o'clock on like a Tuesday night on the west coast of the US. And so couldn't find anything. That's when we ended up just writing songs and playing music while we waited. That's why I came up with the quarantine cover, you know. Quarantine.
Oh God, no. Somebody stop him.
So I mean, it's awesome to see that they confirmed like that's happening now. Plus the custom game browser, that's gonna be huge. There are so many awesome classic custom games that people love to play with the MCC, and also mod support is now in design as well. Having mod support is what's going to keep MCC alive once Infinite releases. Because if you guys know, was it like Rocket Sloth and Game Cheat, and there's a third guy I know. Who's the guy who made the Cursed Halo mod? I can't remember his name.
No idea.
I watched one of his videos earlier. He made like a video talking about like different size warthogs that he made, like absurdly ridiculous size warthogs. He called one like the God Hog, which is like 100 times the scale or something like that. It's just absurd. He had to create his own map just to be able to drive it because it was just too big for like Blood Gulch. Oh, it's definitely worth a watch.
Inferno Plus?
Yeah, Inferno Plus. That's who it is. Yeah. Him, Rocket Sloth, and Game Cheer are like the main guys for mods. And like, they're still modding Custom Edition to this day, making awesome content, making awesome videos and stuff like that because it's super fun to watch. And
don't forget my boys who did SPV3 Masters and
of course, got another Custom Edition mod right there. It's like if you get true mod support, it's gonna be awesome. It sounds like they're kind of in talks with like Microsoft Legal to see like what they can and can't do really when it comes to mods, because obviously people are probably they're just worried about people like taking the game, making it into something, and trying to make a profit off of it, which is exactly what killed El Dorito. It's the reason why SPV3 is probably free. It's probably why, because they've been told they can't make money off of it. It's the reason why you can't make Installation 01. People can't make any money, or any Halo fan games can't do anything, because it's copyrighted assets that you're using. So I think it's just one thing they're worried about, and probably also limiting like what people can post online and stuff like that. It's a very detailed, annoyingly touchy subject, but at least it's in discussion. It's happening. Really glad to see that happen with the MCC. Really looking forward to that. I cannot wait for the mods to come out. Like, graphical improvements for sure are going to be happening for various games, like high res stuff. Like, I remember like when I first played Mass Effect 1 on PC, and then I downloaded a mod that would give better res textures in Mass Effect 1. Oh my god, it was like night and day difference. It was like a complete, it was like playing like a current gen game. It was insane. Yeah. It's so good. And that's what's going to keep MCC alive, is the mod support. So if we get true mod support, it's going to be amazing. Really looking forward to that. Have you messed with any mods with on MCC at all since this happened? Like even reshade or anything?
I made a mod. Do you not remember?
That's right. That's why you're Twitter famous now. That's right.
I got that Twitter clout for making a dope mod, which I'm actually going to go back and make another one after the new release of the new theme from the whatever you want to call it, the gameplay trailer. With the chanting monks and the female voice and the female monks or whatever. I don't know what a female monk is called. So I'm
a monkette.
A monkess.
A monkette. A monkess.
A monkette. So they released the full track without like all the crap in the background, like the elevator riding up and stuff, where you're riding up the elevator and you hear the monks and the monkettes singing in the background. So I will probably update that mod with that new track, which is pretty dope sounding. And besides that, I think there was one more thing that I wanted to mention.
But how many views did you get on that tweet, by the way? It was like in the 30K? 40,000, yeah?
Almost 40,000, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't went and looked at it, but I'm still getting like retweets to this freaking day about it.
You blew up my Twitter feed because you tagged me in it.
I didn't think I was going to get that.
I had to chase that clout somehow, I guess, right? No.
You gotta chase that clout. Gotta do it. But let's get on to the playlist update.
Well, no. We got one more MCC news.
Go ahead, do it.
Don't try to steal don't try to steal my fun here. There's one more bit of MCC news. Yes.
We're almost at an hour already. Hurry up, go.
HCS Pro Series is going to be moving to Halo 3. Okay.
Just get that in.
All right, playlist update. We can do it.
Okay, playlist update. Now, something that I should mention is that the Acrophobia skull and the Alliance nameplate are now really easy to get. All you have to do is log into MCC, because we're for everybody and everybody should get it. So yeah, that's a thing now. So if you wasted your time unlocking it, I'm sorry, I'm with you there. But on top of that, I'm
very happy I big brained that nameplate now. So now I just need to log in and get it. Instead of having to gruel through, or what's the word? I don't know. Suffer through, grind through, and suffer through co-op campaign lag, which is pretty absurd sometimes. I tried doing it with some guy from, I think he was from Chile, and it was I was a host and I was struggling to play. but that's how it was back in the original days as well. So nothing new there. Yeah, continue.
So team duels got added to MCC. I'm not quite sure what that is. I haven't played it. But
it's all dual wielding stuff.
Dual wielding, yeah, whatever. And they made some challenge improvements to MCC, including some new patches to fix some of the challenge problems, as well as changing the weekly campaign challenge from 50,000 score to 20,000 score.
Which is why
everybody has to be able to do it. So. Besides that, we got our Halo 5 playlist update. For all you 152 grinders out there, you still have plenty of time before Infinite comes out to claim your token of appreciation in Halo Infinite for reaching 152 in Halo 5. So, as far as our playlist for Halo 5 right now, August 6th, as in the time you guys are going to be watching this tomorrow from when we're recording this, Mythic Arena, my favorite playlist in Halo 5, will be added to Ranked for the month.
Woo!
If you haven't checked it out, do it. I made a detailed video on it.
You're a former pro on Mythic Arena.
Former champ, yeah, and semi-pro competitor who got destroyed. Yeah, that was fun. So
even with Ghost on your team,
even with Ghost on my team, because Raps had like the worst day of his life on Halo. So yeah,
wow. Put in the blame.
Yeah.
Put in the blame.
Hey, you can go back and look at the stats, okay? Go show him the Carfax. I'll call the man out. You heard me, Rapscallion. August 6th, we have solo/duo queue Team Arena. They're experimenting with solo queue and making it not solo queue by letting you have two people search. They're going to do that, see how it turns out, and then if it's negatively received by the community, they'll change it back to solo.
I think that's a proper way to do ranks anyways, in general. Yeah,
I think it should always be like that, but probably with the population and stuff, they don't want to do all that, I guess. So Griffball, rotating in for Roman King on the 6th as well. And those are your 3 playlists for Halo 5 that will be featured, and that will be double XP.
As always. Yeah. And Patty Boy. Well,
that's right.
That's so you got that to look forward to when it comes to playing Halo for the next coming week, until you guys got to go through a postpartum of not having the podcast and having to realize what you try to figure out what you're going to do for the rest of the week, and then we'll be back. We'll rest your restless heart. Some more Halo with some more Halo news and information. Yes. But until then, I guess that'll have to be towards the end of the show here, guys. I think, right?
Yes. So yeah. This is the show end. So Kevin, in case people are looking where to find your content, whether it be on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, what else? Twitch, very important one. Where can they find you, Kevin?
You can find me on the screen at KevinKoolx Halo on Twitter. Everything else would be KevinKoolx on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on fans only. YouTube. Yeah.
Premium Snapchat.
But Pat, where can people find your content on the internet?
Oh, thank you for asking, Kevin. You can find me at the Patman Gaming, as you see on the screen, as well on everything from Twitch. So twitch.tv/the Patman Gaming, Twitch.tv, Twitter at the Patman Gaming, Instagram.com/the Patman Gaming, and on YouTube, you can just type in Patman Space Gaming, and you should find me, or youtube.com/Patman Gaming. And that's about it for me, guys. Episode 45 in the books.
That it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure to check us out on Spotify and Podbean if you want to save your phone battery, or you can watch on YouTube and check out our beautiful faces and hats every week. So thank you so much for coming by, guys. Links to all our stuff is in the description down below for all the sources and our socials as well if you want to catch us there. But thank you so much for watching. Greatly appreciate it, and we'll catch you all in the next one.